Yo, get the likes up. We're going to talk about the thuro, burrow, and manimal video. Talking about what's really going on. You know, Manimal used to be on Jim Mint's stream. Had some very descriptive opinions about old Jimothy and all the other stuff. And, you know, there's been a lot of the sticky, slippery fucking fans sneaking over to the Biggie Shack channel. Come on over, dude. Leave that zero and get with the hero, man. You know, you guys are following. You're following a fucking scrub, dude. Come over to Biggie Shack side. All right, continue on with the music. All right, let's find the video from last night. What do y'all say? What do y'all think? All right. So they had a bunch of opinions. Here we go. Here's the channel I'm looking for. You guys want to check it out? Yo, I've been enjoying Thuro's content lately. What can I say? The guy's on point, man. He's on point about a lot of things. Now, I ain't going to agree with everything he says, but I do agree with some of the more than most. I agree with more than most. You know what I'm saying? And I do think Manimal knows in it. Interesting perspective of old Jimothy. You know what I'm saying? Freestyles ain't free, brother. So let's see. Let's show my guy's channel. There he is. Oh, I thought I was subscribed. Oops. Here, I'll subscribe right now. Yes, I am subscribed. Okay. Thuro burrow.
Well, this country
No. Go back. Did a stream last night. The drama is even spicier. Is he live right now? Fuck. Anyways, this is a stream I'm talking about.
Is the internet signal any
I
better
picked a
now?
real shitty
Why
time
did we
to
get
do a
internet
video
from the
about
cell phone
Thuro.
company?
People have asked me, like,
Okay, so basically, y'all want to hear what he said? All right, so here's what he said. Ah, shit. So, the things that popped out is that, you know, I guess Jim and Manimal hung out. And, you know, Thuro and Manimal were basically saying, if you want to come on the internet, be prepared to have your name talked about and all this stuff and this and that. So I don't think they're going to get mad at me for doing a video about them. If they get mad, you know, well, fuck, you know. So anyway, they said a lot of shit. It was, you know, Jim and Manimal used to think that Tom looked like a lesbian. Thought that was kind of interesting. Basically, all right. So let's change the view so y'all can see me too. Shit, I want to like split it. Can we do a split? All right, I'm still learning. All right, so nah. What's the other one? Nah. I like that one. It ain't gonna work. All right, so what I took from it was Jim had to deal with whatnot. Okay, Jim had to deal with whatnot, and he kind of fell out of the love of comic books, which I think they may be onto something. I think he may have fell out of the love of actually collecting. Manuel said he don't believe that he would be the type to go to LCS and dig into back issues, shit like that, right? Um, I don't know, man. I watched some of his stuff he has for sale, and it ain't quite as big as the shit. They kind of depend on the stuff that's given to them. They depend on the books they get for free to sell, right? So, I think that might be somewhat true. You know, I remember when he got that Marvel 1000 with the Mickey Mouse. He had a whole box of those. How the fuck ain't you still rich off that? Like $1,000 a 9.8. You had fucking probably 100 of them. That's 100K right there. You know what I'm saying? And he kind of tried to act, oh, that ain't nothing, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't fucking know. That's just one of the fucking examples, right? I'm not a Jim Mint hater, but I'm just going to give you my perspective of what I've seen. Very interesting video. They think that maybe Whatnot, he didn't fulfill their needs and maybe got let go, you know, and Whatnot was looking for influencers and shit like that. And, you know, he fit the criteria. He had a contract, you know, they were doing their thing. So my thing is like the whole, he bought a house that might have been too expensive. He shouldn't have quit his day job, all that stuff. You know, we seen this coming. It's all kind of, you know, built to this level, you know, and having Manimal on, he was on his stream. He said, you know, they don't have to expose Jim. He's going to expose himself and shit like that. And my experiences with Jim are very small, you know, but I didn't enjoy mine. I'm not going to have a bad taste in my mouth from Jim. He judged a rap battle versus me and Tyler. Well, you know, it did set up a lot of horse shit for me in the future because I lost that battle. I wish I would have won. I tried. I thought I won. I went second. I felt like I did enough to win, but it wasn't enough. Jim Mint was the sole decider. Said I lost to whack ass Tyler's shit. You know, Tyler's a big Jim Mint guy. I'm okay with Jim. You know, I'm not a poor sport. I wish him well. I hope he does good. The opinions I saw last night, like I said, Thuro's been doing a great job on this content with the CGC and the Epic and all that shit. The other thing they said that I thought was good is like, do what you feel is right. Do what you feel is what you want to do. Be genuine, right? So I genuinely feel like me not doing this kind of content, I'm a pussy. So I'm going to do what I want. Even if people don't like, oh, Biggie's doing drama. Oh, wah, wah. And I've seen all the fucking Sticky fans in the comments. Oh, Sticky's done nothing wrong. Sticky's good, you know. And even Thuro and Manimal are like saying, you know, Sticky, he's doing his job. He's doing what he's, this ain't nothing personal with him. He's just doing what he wants to do on YouTube. Well, you know, if that's true, I'm not going to take that as their big fuck everybody else people. I'm just going to take it as, okay, well, the rest of us could do what we want also. So Sticky could do his thing. So I'm going to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do what you want to. But I feel like, you know, fuck Sticky, fuck his little fans, and fuck him for coming over here and talking shit to me. You come on my platform. Oh, I might be too sensitive. I may not like comments. Oh, fucking well. You'll get kicked the fuck out and packed up quicker than shit. That's how I roll. That's how I like. I don't need that negative shit around me. I'm just giving you my fucking opinion, and that's what I got to say. So, you know, the whole other thing in the video with the other people that got brought up, you know, Tom is still kind of maintaining. Tom's a hustler. I think Tom does love comic books. Now, it may be a little easier for him than Jim. I don't know. They was making fun of, and we're making fun of, they brought up, I don't think they made fun of him a lot. They were just talking, okay, first of all. Second of all, They brought up his chain. He got a dope chain when he was on Whatnot. Everything was going beautifully, handsomely paid. You know, he was working with Tom. Whatnot looked like the place to be. I always felt like those you could tell by me. I'm not making this up. Those exclusives, those Whatnot books, crap. I've said that from day one. I'm a back issue collector. I don't collect snot crap books. I don't collect wet ink horse shit. I collect back issue books that actually have historical meaning. You may want to get mad at me. Well, I think that Thuro and Manimal is right about that. That was what killed the hobby, was all that bullshit exclusive shit. And they were pointing at Tom and Jim for selling that kind of stuff on Whatnot. And I'm not mad at them, because, you know, you push that shit and people spend $200, $300 on those books. That shit's real shit. That fucks the industry up. People get burnt. They don't want to come back. You get scammed. So I don't disagree. If you like an exclusive for the art or the story, go for it. But when people are selling those things and pumping them as like they're actually things that mean something and you buy it, you're a sucker. You're a sucker for the books. You fucked up. If those are the kind of books you collect, if you only want exclusives and crap like that, that's why I had to quit messing with economics and comics, because he would push them hardly thin books. He thought that was good spec. It's not good spec to me. And, you know, that's just the way I am. So let's check this chat out. Platimus Prime. Jim has the best rap battle. Yeah, he didn't like my freestyle, and he liked your horse shit rhymes you had. So yeah. Thank you, 84. Do it at your yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all the people like, oh, Biggie, don't do the drum. Don't talk about Sticky again. Oh, wow. Sticky's a good person. Yeah, he just feeding his family. He's just doing his job. Piss on you. You know, if anybody talks down to me or any of my friends, I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. And people that support, okay, you enjoy it. You think he's nice. You think he's good. I personally don't. So I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want. So that's what I'm going to keep doing until I feel like I don't want to do it no more. For now, I'm not done with it, because I enjoyed Thuro's video last night about Manimal. I'm going to get to every little intricacy point that I want to talk about. That's what the fuck I'm doing. All right. So the next point, they brought my man's Bueller into the situation. What did Bueller do to anybody? I don't care about his age. I don't care what he wants to do. He wants to get in his bus and drive across the country and tour or whatever. You know, that ain't poor people shit. That's rich people shit. It's not easy to get into your bus and go nationwide. It's actually very expensive. It's hard to do. It's not easy to do. It's not like he just pulled up in a parking lot and sat there. He's been all over the country. I actually got to meet Bueller because he did that. So shout outs to Bueller. You know, I don't care if he was signed to Whatnot. There ain't no reason to bash a guy, because he's just doing what he wants. You know, that was a little extreme. So I didn't like that. You know, my boy 84 gets my back. Then I get a little riled up because Jim Mint didn't judge when 84 smacked the shit out of you either, did he, Tyler? So he might be a good judge, but my boy 84 still rolled you up, man. So world champ comic book wrestling. All right, so we got some new people in the chat. Look, I ain't mad at y'all for coming and watching me instead of Sticky, because, you know, Sticky, he's the dude that got picked on in school. He's the dude that, you know, probably snitch on you in a second. He'd probably turn you. He probably, if he was trying to get with your girl, he'd probably tell your girl you were doing shit you didn't do. He just makes shit up. He's just that guy, bro. He's that guy. I've never been that guy. You know, that's the Thuro was saying some stuff that was cool. You know, be genuine. You know. So I got to the Bueller stuff. I got to the Jimothy stuff, the Comic Tom stuff, the Wizard of Oz. You know, we're gonna pull the curtain, and we're gonna see who these people really are and what they've done to the industry. Y'all still have faith in those whatnot exclusives? Are you still paying hundreds of dollars for them books? I hope not. I can't make you spend your money the way you want. Am I mad at them for doing it? I don't know. You know, I never bought one, so I can't be mad at them. But am I happy with the way the industry is right now? It don't matter to me. I'm still plucking away. Listen, I'm never gonna, as long as I can, I'm mentally healthy enough. I'm gonna keep pulling books and digging in back issue bins and getting shit. They kind of opened my eyes to a different opinion about those guys, though. You know, I do feel like they were promoting some false narratives or some shit that wasn't genuine, you know, and maybe Jim is a little bit of a narcissist. You know, maybe he just kind of gets where he can and gets what he wants and gets out. You know, I don't know if that's bullshit or not. It seemed to make points. Now, did Manimal seem like he might have just had a raw deal and has his own perspective? Maybe. He brought up Bolo. You know, Bolo also has had issues with. Okay, so here's a point that I noticed. Okay, so you can't be contradictive. So at one point they brought up our guy TiVo passing, and they said they don't think it was genuine when Jim Mint said, you know, rest in peace to TiVo, and he made a video or whatever he did. Now at the same time they said Bolo, you see who didn't do it was Bolo. Which one is it, bro? Do you want them to make a video or do you not want them to make a video? I see now a little bit of contradictive. You know, it's like, okay, so Jim Mint made the video and it's bad, and Bolo didn't make the video and it's bad. So I noticed these things, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. That's a little bit hypocritical, you know. So I take everything with a grain of salt. I'm not here taking all this personal. I'm not here to make this into some big knockout, drag out fight. I'm just giving you my perspective. I'm doing my YouTube channel one. And I like comics a lot too. So, you know, I don't see why I can't do what I want. What did y'all think? It was a good stream. I watched about an hour of the Manimal video. Just felt like them kicking on Jim when he was down. I didn't hear any real revelations. Yeah, it did feel like a bit of a stomp 'em down party. They were enjoying it, you know. Maybe I'm a little guilty of jumping in on it. See, this is why I'm doing this video, because I want to get these different opinions. My man's 84. He's got a pretty solid noodle between his ears. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. So what's this say? Hold up. I'll get to you next. This thorough guy was just like, yeah, he's live. I got shitty timing. You hear a lot of, I'm just built different. I'm just saying the truth. I keep it real on Thuro's videos. That's a version of narcissism too. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Thuro, whenever he was like saying sticky, you know, I feel like the people that took the offense to it are not getting what he's doing. And I was in the video and I didn't take offense to it. He didn't really say much bad about you, bro. And then, you know, you're like saying I didn't take offense. Well, I guess that's the role you're expecting other people to take, not to take offense. At the same time, it's all right when you do it or when he does it. Let's just keep the beef circle real small, right? Let's just keep it these guys or whatever. And I don't know. I don't understand completely sometimes when people say, "Oh, you shouldn't do that beef stuff," or I don't think that's a good way of handling it. But at the same time, people do it. They're doing it while they're saying not to do it. So go figure. You know, Thuro talks about being a cop. I was thinking about being a cop in high school. Cops are very hard for me to get along with. I have no cops as friends. I think thuro is pretty cool. He's, you know, he brings up that he's what's the word, inclusive. You don't go out much, or whatever the word is. That's kind of hard to understand when you're on YouTube and you got 200 people watching. You know, I don't feel like you're very, you know, not going out type of person. You know, I feel like you do it, and you're pretty good at it. So I don't quite buy that. I don't quite buy that. You hear a lot of I'm just built different. Oh, I already read that one. What's Bleeker saying? Big Bleak. For someone that would call you a friend in one breath, then make a video for views on you, what your woes isn't what I want in a friend. That's yeah. They're friends. Oh, here's Agoose. He works with no, not Agoose. Does he? Was it Agu that worked with Tom Marino? I believe so. Yeah, it's Agu. Do you think he looks like a lesbian? I never thought that. I don't think I've ever said that. They like big Jim better, Jim Mint. All right, so that's about all my spill. I feel like I was pretty honest with y'all. You know, I might catch some heat for this. I might not. I don't really. What's the point? You know, I you can't be running scared your whole life. You know, I don't think thuro will ever bring me up. You know, if he does, he might do it in a small little thing. If I'm going by percentage rate, I might have unsubbed. I might have been subbed to him. I can't remember. I just subscribed to him now because I've been watching his content lately, and I feel like it's been entertaining. Some of the stuff might get a little too preachy or whatever, but I still can't fuck with anybody that rocks with Slippery Dickory. Like he's not fucking with people that are even fucking in the main light. Like he's just picking at people that are just minding their own damn business. You start fucking with people like that. Where's the line? Where is the line? You know, like I feel like he's ridiculous as hell. And anybody that's like, oh, I see what he's doing, I think it's good, it's entertaining. You guys just hate on the rest of us. You just hate on any other YouTube comic book person. It's the way I feel like. That's how I look at it. So. What up, Trev? Everything Whatnot pumped out a ton of shitty exclusive into the scene and threw a lot of cash at YouTubers to promote them. I understand YouTubers getting caught up in their web for easy money. Yeah, I think what they said, a lot of the things they were saying seemed to be making sense to me. Like, I did see a lot of Whatnot exclusives in Comic Tom and Jim Mint's fucking Whatnot thing. I don't download Whatnot because I don't really care for using my credit card for buying shit a lot. Like I do that very rarely. Like I buy a lot of books with cash and then I'll save up and put it on a card and then I'll buy a big book. So that's the way I do shit. I don't buy a bunch of dollar transaction fucking books off Whatnot. I sure in the hell ain't going to them and trying to get their exclusives. The only reason I wanted to even think about Whatnot was because of the giveaways. My boy Discovery has a Whatnot. I was kind of, you know, I used to sell books with Discovery, so I kind of missed hanging out with him. But generally, there was a lot too many reasons why I didn't want to mess with it. So I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. I always welcome people from the chat to hop up here if they got something to say. Maybe they got some points to drive in. If they don't, that's cool too. I do a pretty good solo show by myself. So overall, I enjoyed it. I didn't agree with all of the stuff they said. I agreed with some of it. I'd say around 50-50. For some reason, I'm taking the whole there's no reason to react to shit like that a little sensitive, because I am reacting to it, and people are saying, "Oh, your skin's too thin," and no, I feel like you're a little bit of a coward if you want to do something and you let other people talk you out of it. That's when I think your skin's too thin. So whenever you speak out on shit, now there is clout chasing. There's people that clout chase. I don't hammer the shit into my gram or every single video. I'm not going to hammer it. I didn't promote for this. I'm not doing any timed events. I just do this whenever I feel like it live. So this is like my 4th video of somewhat drama in the last month. This ain't really drama. This is just talking about a video I watched and the points they made and what I agree and what I don't agree with, I've never been on a stream with, maybe an auction with Thuro. I don't think I've ever been on a stream with him besides selling books. Never been on a stream with Manimal. Never been on a stream with Stricky. I've been on a stream with a lot of people. I know that Lynx is friends with Jim and does some work with Jim. And I don't know if they still do, but, Lynx mess with people I know in the community. That's about the closest connection I have to Jim Mint. I don't have that much of a big opinion. I don't know a lot of facts about these guys. I just know what I've seen. And the whatnot stuff was cringe to me. A lot of the exclusives, a lot of the crap books that were getting sold for way too much money. You could tell the difference between a good whatnot seller and a guy that's just mailing it in. And I think Thuro and Manimal had a really good point at that. Like, Jim sold his books for statues a long time ago, as what the rumor is. And it seems pretty obvious. All I can tell is what I see on screen, okay? When your content is a bunch of omnis and trophies, I don't think that you're a serious floppy comic book collector guy. I'm sorry. At least when you watch Comic Tom, you see comics. Nothing against Jim. I just don't go to him for my comic education. Like, I watch YouTube for learning about comics. When I see him on the top 10 spouting out facts about books, I don't, grain of salt once again. Even with Tom, like, you'd be surprised the guys you think know about books as opposed to what they really know. I don't know if those two are those guys, but when I run across people, I could kind of quiz them a little bit and tell. I'm not afraid to go toe to toe with anybody when you talk about these keys. I promise you that. Actually, I'm real good at it because I look for people to challenge me at this point. And anybody wants to fucking go, I'm down. Like, I'm not afraid to battle anybody key for key. I'll let that be known right now. So Biggie, how does this all stop or end, man? I feel like it is ending for a lot of people. I feel like, you can't keep selling manure to people and say it's not horse shit or cow shit. So that's why we're getting this point. And I feel like a lot of things are going to come out. I feel like a lot of things are going to start sneaking through the cracks. People are going to start, some of the cracks are going to start showing. Some of the wear from faking it or just trying to get through the days and hours and years. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I don't know if anybody's gonna make it. People just seem to be falling left and right. And then it was like what Thuro and Manimal said about the shill bidding. Sometimes people crash streams. That happens on YouTube too. Like, a lot of these asshole comic book people in the community are going to start getting exposed for being either assholes, narcissists, thieves, and shit like that. It's just going to keep happening. So I feel like when money gets tighter, the more of that shit that's going to happen. So what's up, Nostalgic Podcast? Hey, I think I know you. Ain't you the angry girlfriend punt, Green Goblin guy? Isn't that right? I think. I'm guessing. What up, Benny Blanco? Tom knows keys and he grew up. You think so, Lisa? See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not 1,000,000% sure, fam. I'm not 1,000,000%. No, as a matter of fact, I could tell just by watching his lives and the books he don't know. Like he don't know a lot of shit, and that's real shit. I'll tell you that right now. What up, DJ Links? Good to see Links in the chat. I bet every Amazing Adventure comics with Doom and Kazar. I bet even. All right, let's bring in my man 84. What up, Madness?
Big E, Big E.
Yeah, man.
What's up, dog?
What is up? Just talking about this thorough video I watched last night. Did you watch that?
I watched like an hour of it. This is a long fucking stream, but I saw the first. I think I got the gist of it. You know?
It was it was a little fucking entertaining, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to hear. I don't know about hoping is the right word, but I was like, all right, Manimal's gonna spill the tea. He's got the real dirt on Gem, you know. But like, I didn't really hear much else than like kind of what Jem has said of like, hey, I fucking got gassed up on whatnot money. I bought this expensive ass house thinking that the gravy train was gonna keep going, and the shit's starting to fizzle out. And now I'm fucking trying to downsize. And it sounded like he was kind of like having second thoughts of like, yeah, maybe I leaned too much into this fucking selling books, hot comic lists and stuff is kind of the sense I got from him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't recall him saying like you know, feel bad for me. Like I didn't get a vibe of he was asking for people's sympathy. I felt like it was kind of an honest, I don't know, video. Like
You felt like he was being genuine this time. Like he's back,
yeah,
he's
I
going
mean,
to entertain us all again now, kind of deal.
you put anybody up against enough scrutiny, bro, like, you know, you put any of us up under a microscope, you're gonna point out some fucking shit here and there. I don't know. But
Oh yeah.
I'm not here to be some gem cheerleader and shit. Like I don't, you know,
Sure.
whatever. But you know what I'll say though is you know, I think the overall vibe and like the kind of critiques that Thorough throws out and a lot of people throw out is just like that the comic community scene, like or an aspect of it, just started getting too money hungry, you know. And I think like we have to. I think everyone has to like collectively realize that we all had a part in what the fucking comic scene turned into, bro. Because I don't think it was always this way that like specking on books, right? And I feel like a bunch of people in the community took part in buying spec books and planning to get them graded and sell it and flip it and
Yeah.
shit, right? And then we
Yeah,
started
yeah.
getting like these GPA websites that track the performance of this book was only selling for this much and then it started selling for this much and we're looking at these graphs and eventually somewhere along the way I feel like everyone started treating the comic book game like the stock market, and buying keys is like buying valuable stocks, and everyone you want to buy an undervalued stock so down the road you can cash out and make a profit. And everyone, you know, that shit, everyone looking at books that way is what gives birth to Comic Tom, who's giving you the lists every week and tracking this book sold this much, this book sold that much, and whatnot, and people hyping up books and not hyping up books. You know, I don't think this level of comic book investing and selling and flipping existed back in like, you know, the 90s or fucking uh you know what I'm trying to say? I feel like
No, yeah,
some
it definitely made a turn. We was all just sharing like stuff that we felt like was cool that we collected at one point. But whenever fucking Manimal goes, you know, me and Jim kind of created that whole dynamic of sitting with our friend and talking about comic books. It's like,
yeah,
come the fuck on. Neither one of them created anything. Like they all just jumped in and everybody was here, you know, like
yeah,
me
that's
and
why I
me.
kind of chuckle when they're like throwing around the word narcissist, you know, because there's a bit of like, man, I built that channel and I'm just telling you the 100% truth. All these other guys don't tell you the truth. It's like, oh, aren't you the fucking beacon of peak
Yeah, you were there for the.
humanity? You know, it's like, come on, man. I think everyone needs to humble themselves a little bit and offer a little bit of room for someone to fuck up and see the error in their ways and be like, all right, let me try and, you know, because they also said multiple times in that shit of like, look, I'm a Christian and I'm all about forgiveness, but here's the reason why I'm not gonna give forgiveness. It's like either you are or you are not, bro. Like, is this guy
Exactly.
Jem? What he did, is he beyond fucking human forgiveness, or is he gonna pay the penalty of he's a scumbag for the rest of his life? Like, what did he do that was so bad? Uh, I feel like whatnot. If there is an enemy, and even them, it's like it's not as easy as black and white, but if whatnot comes into the scene with pockets full of cash, bro, and they start selling these little sponsorships to every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a YouTube channel, and they're like, "Yo, we'll give you fucking $500 a week, and all you got to do is during your video, take 2 minutes to say, guys, by the way, Ninja Funk #1 is coming out, and it's got 10 variant covers, and if you want to order it, go to whatnot.com, blah blah blah." Okay, you're promoting some bullshit. Shame on you. But at the same time, it's like, you know, these motherfuckers got bills to pay, and you got some fat pocket whatnot dude being like, hey, want to make some easy money?
Yeah.
It's like, maybe it's not the right thing that they should have done, and they are like pushing bullshit. But, you know, hey, we're all, money makes, you know, the same reason why you got drug dealers. It's like they're selling coke and pills. Yeah, they're selling something that's not good for the neighborhood, but they're kind of doing what they got to pay their bills and shit. So it's like,
What's the word I'm trying to think of, Madness, where it's you don't like talking to a bunch of people or being in front of people. That's what Thuro says a lot. What is that word?
oh, like an introvert,
Yes, he calls himself an introvert. It's
thorough.
like yeah, it's like you're the furthest guy from an introvert.
Oh yeah, no, he's not an introvert. Hell no.
Yeah, it's like that. And then the thing with it was we didn't like it when Jim Mint said his condolences to TiVo, but Bolo didn't even make a video. Well, which one do you want? You know, it's like, is that the cool thing now? Is to just say something and then, you know, I don't know, bro.
What was
Like,
that? What did you say about TiVo and Bolo? What was it?
so when Jim Mint made a video and everybody's like, oh, that was genuine, you know, and said that he missed TiVo. That was his friend. And I
Yeah,
guess they had a bad breakup or whatever whenever they were
yeah,
together.
yeah.
So he was they was like, they didn't like that video. But when Bolo didn't make a video, it was like, why didn't
Oh, I
Bolo
see.
do it? Yeah,
Yeah,
you see what
damned
I'm
if you
saying?
do, damned if you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's no winning, you know?
yeah.
It's just like the shit where people, when they say, oh, the people that watch Sticky Goose's video, why are they even commenting? Why are they taking it so personal? And then, but everybody else you're talking about it right now. Like, why can't anybody talk about it? You know, it's like it's hypocritical.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's,
then
you know.
the bashing on Bueller. What the hell did Bueller do? Did you see
Oh
that
no,
part?
they took shots at Bueller. Why?
Oh, you missed that?
Yeah,
Oh my God. So he's just an old guy. It was a bang bus. He's travel. Oh yeah, he
bang
traveled.
bus.
Yeah, called him the Bang Bus in comics. If you want to follow that, you can. I'll tell you right now, Bueller is genuine.
Yeah,
He's one of
yeah,
the most there is that has more subs than most people. Like he's the that's why all of us old head say about Bueller. Like, he's the most real out of the ones that got more than 10,000. Like, nobody's more real than Bueller in my mind.
And honestly, even if the truth is, like, even if there's some people on YouTube that are not 100% genuine and they put on a little bit of a shuck and jive gimmick when they're on camera, I don't know, is that the worst crime in the fucking world? Like, some people uh don't know how to act completely natural when you got a bunch of people watching you online. Like, I don't know. It's like, I just don't think, man, you're not 100% real. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean,
who cares?
yeah,
Like,
at
are
the
you
end of,
scamming people? Or basically, what I want to know is, like, are you scamming someone or not? Like, if you're gonna call someone a scammer, it for me, like, scamming is pretty black and white. Like First Edition, what First Edition did. Remember, we put his ass trial by fire on the Mega Power
that's
Hour,
right.
because that is scamming. That motherfucker held an auction and said, I am going to sell you this book for $300. Send me the money and I'm going to send you the books. You send him the money and he didn't send you the books ever. He just scammed you. You know what I mean? Uh, Someone advertising a kind of bogus whatnot exclusive and just saying, hey, here's this fucking book. Sure, they might overhype it or something. Um, I don't know if that's a scam. Like, I just think people use the word scammer too loosely. It's like, if someone's gonna call me a scammer, they better have their facts straight. Like, come on. I just think,
Yeah, okay, that was the line they were drawing that I kind of was getting a little. I kind of felt like they were a little bit right. It was just like, if you're going to take that deal, and the deal comes with you have to promote these books, that's where you lose your genuineness. Like, if you are going to take money to say this book is a good book,
yeah,
then you are lying a little bit, like, it's one or the other. If
yeah.
you
I
if you,
I
yeah,
understand. I understand. Like, at the same time, I don't know. I haven't seen all their ads and shit, but I don't know if are they like, say, let's even take Gem out of it. Say they paid Bueller to do a Whatnot ad. I know Bueller had like a short stint with Whatnot. Let's say Bueller had a commercial on his channel because Whatnot said, Bueller, we're gonna give you 500 fucking bucks, and you do one video a day, and so many people watch your video. What we're gonna give you 500 bucks for is, once during your video, you got to take a 60-second break and just tell people, hey, go to whatnot.com and they got Ninja Funk #1 and there's 10 exclusives and you can buy it here and this is how much it is. Is in that video, is Bueller saying this is an awesome book that is going to be worth double what you're buying it for 1 year from now? It's like, are they really? I don't think people were going that far in their Whatnot promotion. I think they're just paying to run a commercial, just like if you watch fucking, a TV show, break for commercials and you see 5 commercials. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. I just think merely saying, hey, here's Ninja Funk #1, you can buy it at whatnot.com. Now let's get back to our regular programming.
yeah, and
How
well, even
complicit are you? How complicit does that make you in Whatnot, and if they're overcharging for books and shit like that? I feel like it's a slippery slope. It's like, yes, you're taking part in kind of a people selling shitty books, but at the same time, you're one man trying to make 500 bucks a week. Like, it's a
yeah,
tempting deal. Like, if Whatnot came to you, Biggie, and was like, or
here's
even
a
take
bunch of
Whatnot
money,
out of it.
flip on my app. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if they said, yo, Biggie, we'll give you 500 bucks a week, just uh on your weekly show, take a minute out of your show to tell people about our website and shit like that. Like, you would consider it at least, right? Like,
Oh yeah, I'd consider it. I would have to, like, I mean, they're not going to sit there and play ball with you either, and they're not. They probably won't listen to all your grievances. Like, if I was to take that deal, I'd probably be like, well, if I'm gonna support and promote your books, I'm going to have to give my fair and honest opinion, even if it's bad.
Yeah.
They'd probably be like, well, hit the bricks. You know, that's probably the way it would go. They don't even want to hear that shit, I would guess. So they made the mistake in thinking just because somebody has a lot of subscribers that they're going to get a bunch of books that are worth anything to sell and make the money that they want to get generated in. Like a lot of these guys that have big subs, they may not be in the back issues digging. They might not be buying whole collections. You know, they might just be doing YouTube strong. They might be doing the personality
Oh
strong.
yeah,
So
because you know what the what do you call it? I think what the from what I've picked up from watching people is I think the deal with Whatnot and having people sell on Whatnot was like they say, hey, hey Joe Schmo, let's oh hey Beulah, I see Beulah's in the chat. What's up, dude? Let's say I think, and tell me if this is right, is and maybe Beulah can confirm. I think the idea of people selling on Whatnot is they would say, hey, Bueller, we're gonna send you a box of uh free comics, compliments of Whatnot, and they're all like Whatnot publishing books. And once a week, we want you to go on the Whatnot app and do an auction and sell these books on Whatnot. So it's like they're giving you the books to sell. And they say you get to keep whether it's 50% of the money, 100% of the money, whatever the deal is. And the win-win is, hey, you get the money from selling these Whatnot books on the app, and they get the benefit of, hey, Bueller's on Whatnot, and just clout. That's what they do, and they're paying for influence. So, hey, look, Bueller sells on Whatnot. So it's almost irrelevant of if they have a collection to sell or what they're selling,
yeah,
type
I
thing. I
mean,
think that was
I think when you say they send them a box of books, that they were some of the sellers were depending on that more than just selling some of their PC, but a lot of them are taking their PC and making their Whatnot blow up even more. So it's
yeah. And my thing is doing business with Whatnot as a in that respect of advertiser influencer. um I agree it's probably not a good look, but I don't think it's like the most mortal sin that there's no coming back
no,
from, you know what I mean? And I just think
yeah,
like these people be getting villainized out here if they even associate with Whatnot. It's like, come on, man, like I don't know.
yeah. Maybe we should ease up off Jim. I see your point. Now, I don't think you're trying to make that point completely, but like
Yeah,
Jim,
no,
Jim, Jim made his own bed pretty much. Like
I kind of respect the way he said that in the video of like, this is on me, I fucked up, I overextended. I don't know. I don't feel sympathy for him. I just, he learned a lesson. I don't know. I think just with the way that by the way, Bueller's in the oh, you sent it to him.
yeah, I dropped the
Um
link.
I just I think just the vibe that I'm on lately is like with all the like cancel culture, um and the way politics has been in the last couple years, like, man, people are just so quick to be like, hey, this person fucked up and did something bad. Fuck them. They're a piece of shit for life. There's no coming back ever.
Yeah,
Fuck you, And
yeah, yeah,
like, it's starting to wear on me, bro. Of like, look, we
yeah.
gotta
That's
show a
true.
little fucking wiggle room to some like, if someone fucks up, all right, let's give them the appropriate amount of shit. And then you gotta give people some room to be like, prove if they're an actual piece of shit or not. I don't know.
It looks like I didn't know that you saw him ask for the link specifically. I'll send it to your Gmail, Bueller. But I also wanted to point out that I think that I've watched Thorough for a while, and I think people are a little intimidated by him because he does have a big chat, and he can cook pretty good. Like when he cooks people and he's being critical, it's a definite like it's a barn burner. Like people are like, oh, Thorough's talking about Jim. Thorough's talking about Comic Tom. Thorough's, and then there's 100 people in his chat. So you don't really want that kind of attention all the time. And if that would come to me because I make this simple video, then I'll deal with it. I probably won't lose sleep. I'll probably be ready
No.
to do whatever. But I think people are genuinely scared to go at some of these channels. So
Yeah, they probably are.
What up, Bueller? You nasty old guy in a bus? What's going on with you, man?
Not much. I don't know if my internet's very good. If you can hear me all right.
It's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't take the Bueller. I had to say something about that, man. You're my guy, and anybody got something bad to say about Bueller, I'm gonna say something, dude. So
Well, unfortunately, I don't really know what you're referring to, Biggie. So
that's okay.
Yeah, I don't either exactly. Well, in big picture, we're talking about the kind of gem mint situation, and the Manimal and Thorough made a video kind of going over him.
Yeah, they were kind of bashing the whatnot deals that people had and the things that didn't work out successfully. And somehow your name got brought up. It wasn't that big a deal. You don't even think you should go watch it, but it was just enough for me to want to bring it up because I was reviewing the video. And I always like to stick up for people that I think are nice, genuine people. And, you know, Bueller, his content's fine. He does what he wants. He's doing what he wants, and I appreciate that. So that's, you would have to see it to really know what to talk about. So I don't want you to
well, as far as the whatnot thing goes, I mean, I've been pretty honest with how everything went down. I mean, I made that video about it almost about 2 years ago now. But it was, you know, and you were talking about like how that worked out. Well, one thing, they never mailed anything to me because I didn't have an address for them to mail anything to me. So I never,
You nomad, yeah.
I was, you know, it's kind of hard to get me books when I'm driving around the country. So whenever I got books from whatnot it's when I went to the bigger cons that they were at. So if it was like C2E2 or New York or whatever, they'd give me like a stack of books and stuff. So here, and I'd be like, what the hell are these? And I honestly didn't know what they were. And they're like, oh, they're a bunch of exclusives. And you can ask Hialeah, because he was actually there with me the first time I did the whatnot sale. And I was supposed to do one every month. It was just one a month was all my deal was. It was one a month for 12 months. I only ended up doing 7 because I never liked doing them. I was like, people could tell I didn't like doing it, you know, because I don't really like selling books.
Now, were you told how much you had to sell certain books for? Did you have to start them at a certain amount if it was an auction? Or you could start all the books at $1 if you wanted?
No, everything started at $1. I didn't really care. I mean, I looked at it this way. They were just giving me the books. So what do I care what they sell for? If they sell for $1, I make $1. You know, if they sell for $10,
Yeah.
I make it $10. I didn't really care.
Right.
And then I would notice like other whatnot sellers were getting like a lot of money for these books. I was like, why the hell for? You know, so I would literally go on my streams and say, don't tell anyone we're doing this. And I'm sure whatnot probably doesn't want me saying that, but let's just sell these for really cheap, really fast before they explode and like they're selling for a whole bunch of more money, you know, on other things. So I would end up selling the same book on mine for like $10, and then they'd sell on somebody else's whatnot for like $50. But I could care less. You know, I didn't care. But that only happened like twice, as far as when they gave me books, because there was only like New York and maybe 3 times, maybe Orlando or MegaCon, Chicago, and that's where I met you guys. And then in New York.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I got books from them. The other sales I did were just books I bought myself, like at comic shops for really cheap and sold them for really cheap. But my thing wasn't really, I told them right off the bat, hey, I'm not a seller. That's not what I do. You know, I don't sit here and sell books. That's not, I sold my whole collection to do this bus and stuff, you know, and they're like, well, we just want you to, the main thing, they wanted to put their logo on the bus. That was the thing. That was their driving around with this bus with their logo on it, their barcode on it. That was the thing. And so that's what the trade-off was. I wasn't doing no whatnot Wednesday every week or twice a week or 3 times a week or whatever it is. My thing was the most minimal I could possibly do is what I wanted. And I was like, how about once a month? They're like, okay, we'd like you to do more, but if it's once a month, that's fine. And like I would, if I don't know if you can go back and look at them, but I would literally like do like one sale like the end of the month, and then do another sale like 2 days later on the first of the month. Then I'd have 60 days before I'd have to do another one, and that's how I would time it out so I wouldn't have to do them all the time, and I just get them done with. and stuff.
And Beulah, the books that they send you, right? Because I'm not even exactly clear on like what they were publishing. Is every book that Whatnot would give people to sell, were they all like, did Whatnot have its own publishing company? Like Ninja Funk is the one that always comes to mind because I remember that one. But
Ninja, by the time they were publishing their own books, I was already kind of out the door because that
but
Ninja Funk didn't come out till like November, and my contract was up in like December and stuff.
in the books that they were giving people to sell, were some of them like Marvel and DC books
Yeah,
too?
they were all Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
The stuff that we were selling, for the most part, were Marvel, DC, Boom books, and they were all Whatnot exclusives, I believe,
So like,
is
Whatnot
what they were.
exclusive covers, right?
Yeah, exclusive covers. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
Okay.
and like I have an exclusive for the Ninja Funk book, the Action Comics #1 homage. That cover, that variant was actually pitched to me before it was even assigned to a book. So I didn't even know it was going to be on Ninja Funk. They came to me and said, "Hey, we want to do a variant with you. Do you have any ideas?" I go, "Yeah, let's do an homage to Action Comics #1. We can replace the car with the bus." And they're like, "Oh, that's a really good idea. Let's do it." And then months later, they stuck that on Ninja Funk, and I was like, "I don't, whatever. You guys are flipping the bill. You can do whatever you want,
Yeah.
you know."
Right. And
But it wasn't like it when that variant was pitched. There was never even a book assigned to it yet,
yeah. Right.
and I
Right.
don't think people realize that. I was like, "Okay, whatever," you know. And then they sent me those copies of the book, and then like 2 weeks later, my contract was up. So I just had these
Yeah.
books, sold them, got rid of them. So I still have a stack. If you want some, I can give them. I can mail them to you.
And Biggie, can you pull up DJ Links had a comment uh like maybe 10 comments ago when he
Yeah.
says that Whatnot sent him a box of books.
Oh, I see it.
Can you pull that up? So Link says, Whatnot sent me a box of books to sell during a promotion, a one-time thing. I never got paid by them, and I gave the good books away, LOL. Right? And that's cool, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I think even in my opinion anyway, even if for whatever reason, because he built a poppin' channel and people like his shit, even if Whatnot sent him a box of books that are, and now that I'm here, like Marvel and DC books, like they're not like complete random nonsense. Like it's a Marvel and DC book with a Whatnot exclusive cover. Like say they sent him those books and he did have an auction and sell them. And whether he started them at $1 or he started them at $3, $4, and if the people in the chat are auctioning and they among themselves fucking bid the thing up to 10, 15, $20, and DJ Links makes X amount of money from that, I wouldn't, I don't, and I am not left with the feeling that Links just hustled somebody or did something wrong. Like, if you build a poppin' channel like Links has done, and you got a little following, uh, you deserve little fucking things like that. Like people like, hey, you have a few thousand people watch your shit. We're gonna send you this box, sell the books. Like, it sounds like a fair exchange the whole way through. Like if he's not forcing people to buy the books, especially if it's an auction format and he's not even setting the price, like people just kind of naturally bid it up. Granted, people buy into FOMO and maybe you can manipulate that a little bit, but only so much. So I just recognize that when DJ Links said that, I can feel that he's almost like saying it like, look, Whatnot sent me something, but I didn't even sell the shit and they never paid me nothing. Because I could, the way the community is, I can sense that you would want to be like, look, one time I dealt with Whatnot, but I swear to God, I'm not fucking, I didn't make any money by them. And I will, it's like, I think it's okay. Like, you shouldn't be
Yeah.
ashamed or
Well,
people shouldn't shit on you even if you did get a book of Whatnot exclusive covers and sold them for a few bucks. Like that's not scamming somebody.
my contract with them, and I think I was one of the only ones that like officially signed the real contract with them at the very beginning because it was like it was a little different, obviously, with the bus and wrapping the bus and all this stuff. You know, it was a very different contract. And oh, hey,
Yeah.
you like comics? Can you sell and stuff like that? So mine was a lot different. There was a lot more, T's to cross and I's to dot and
Yeah,
everything.
you
So
were driving advertisement in a
yeah,
way.
so it was a little different. So mine was like a year long contract, and it was they paid me $1,000 a month. and just to drive around, you know, just the here's $1,000, go drive around. That's pretty much what it was. And they paid me every month, and then I would, whenever I would do the auctions with the books that I got from the Comic Cons, because they would hand those out like candy, to be honest. I mean, they had like a whole room. But here's a box of books that are convention exclusives, and that's kind of how it was, you know. And they're like, here, go sell these and stuff like that. And they never asked for like, any of the commission and stuff like that. It's like, oh, whatever you sell, you can keep or whatever and stuff. And that's kind of how it was. I mean, I can't really say on anyone else's contracts because mine was quite a bit different as far as nobody else has a contract. Well, oh yeah, you're driving around too. You're gonna, you know, have a bus with our barcode on the side and stuff. It's a very different contract than what you would sign with the, you know, Jim or Tom or Nerdy. I don't know if Nerdy Girl had something or anything, but you know, a lot different than the other things. So.
Oh, you know, I was watching Netflix the other night, and there's a show called uh it's called like Collector King or something.
Yeah,
And it's, have you seen that show, Collector King or something?
I
I was
saw the one
watching it.
where Dan, she was on there.
Nerdy Girl, I'm like watching this just independently, and all of a sudden I'm like, Nerdy Girl, what the fuck? She's on
Yeah,
this Netflix show about, it's actually a cool show. It's all about all kind of collectibles, like high end auction house, almost like heritage.
I should have let her buy me a second drink in San Diego a couple years ago. That would have been.
Yeah, because she got that Action 1, right? Is why she was on the show.
Yo,
But
thank you very much, JSS Comics. I'm gonna do a little what are these things called? Brand thing for him, real quick.
oh, Biggie, what are you? Look at you shaking down the community for money. Shame on you.
I love it.
Look
Yeah,
at you.
yeah. Let me get that money, baby. So thank you for that, JSS. I don't know. Yeah, Nerdy Girl. I was at her little birthday. We was both at the. 84 missed the birthday party. I saw Bueller in there. We was in the bar. She
Yeah,
was dancing around. It was a hell of a scene. You should have seen it.
that
84.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun night.
Anyways, like, yeah, it's not the end of the world if Jim worked and whatnot. You know, I'm sure Thuro enjoyed the little downfall. Manimal too. He got two of the guys that probably enjoyed it the most. Made a
Oh
video.
yeah. They were in there like, yeah, let's
Let's cook it real
crush on
good.
this gem guy.
Yeah, they kind of called Comic Tom look like a lesbian. I think that's a little harsh. Like, Tom's a good looking
Yeah,
kid.
you know what got me a little bit.
I
What
can
got me was
guarantee you
like,
Tom is not a lesbian or what? I don't know.
Yeah, it's right here. You'll have to watch this later. I'll show you the.
yeah, yeah, and to be honest, that's not the first. I've kind of heard that of like, or that Tom looks like Rachel Maddow and shit. Whatever, it's just busting his chops. I mean,
Doesn't
whatever.
Rachel Maddow look like the guy from Friends that passed away, Chandler? Wouldn't
I
that
guess
be
so.
how that works?
Oh, okay.
Could be.
Yeah, he got
But
205 thumbs up. So he's at about, I can't see how many views he's got, but it's a lot. Like, people were very much into this stream.
you know what
70
kind of left me with
comments.
like a bad taste was I tuned into it and
2,200.
I'm like, okay, maybe Manimal is because the way he was hyping it up is like, I'm gonna show you guys the real Gem, blah blah blah. So I'm like, maybe Gem is like some wild sociopath who's like doing people dirty left and right, and I didn't know. I was like, all right, let me see.
Well,
And I just felt like it was a lot of he would just say stuff like, he's got no friends. He built an arcade room with all kind of arcades, but he don't have any fucking friends to play with him. And he quit his job. He's got a family that needs health insurance in 401k. And I'm like, whoa, what? This is a lot of like personal digs at this guy. Like, what are you doing here? It just, I was waiting to be like, all right, what's the scamming shit that he did? And it was just like a lot of real personal, like, he doesn't have friends. He's fucking stupid. He's reckless with his how he takes care of his family, and I'm like,
He
Jesus
lost
Christ.
he lost his love for comic book collecting. Also, he said that, like,
Yeah, like
okay.
chill, like damn man, this is very vindictive type shit, dude. Like,
well, I met Jim in person a couple years back when he was living in El Paso. I stopped by his place and we hung out for a little bit and stuff. And we knew each other before, just from doing a couple videos together. But I was Jim was very different from what I anticipated. You know, you look at Jim, he's got all these tattoos and all this stuff. I'm like, oh man, this guy's, you know, I just kind of had a mental image in my mind, something different. Then when I meet him, he really is kind of a homebody. He likes staying home with his wife and his kids, you know. And I was like, and I think I even told him, I go, you're kind of boring. And I didn't mean it in a bad way, but I was like, really, I was surprised. I thought, you know, oh, he probably goes to the club or whatever. That's kind of what I thought before I met him in person. Then when I meet him in person, it's total different. Homebody, likes to stay home, likes to hang out with his wife, his kids, and stuff, and just kind of, that's how he is. He just, you know, and even hanging out with him like at Comic-Con and stuff like that, and I've been to a few of them, you know, he's pretty mellow. You know, it's just like, you know, he's looking forward to getting back to the room and just kind of relaxing and stuff, you know. So I think that was just me kind of picturing something in my mind, and then I meet him in person and get to know him a little bit. It's like, no, it's totally different. I'm more exciting than he is.
and I think the reality is like, he doesn't have to be like, even with you two guys, who I think pretty highly of. I don't expect you guys to be perfect human beings. Like I could hear some stories of, hey, one time Bueller was a fucking dickhead to this person, or one
Oh
time
yeah,
he took an easy paycheck and he sold some whatnot books,
oh
like,
yeah.
or Biggie did some shit that is not favorable. Like I kind of expect people to fuck up a little bit. Everyone's human, so like Gem Mint doesn't have to be this fucking 100% genuine, true blue blood fan of comics. Like he's probably a flawed motherfucker, just like all you flawed motherfuckers in some ways. Like I just hate the why do we gotta put people under these high microscopes of like he fucked up here, he fucked up here.
Well, I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't collect comics anymore. I don't think I've really collected comics for almost a year. I mean, every now and then I'll buy some new stuff just to kind of read, like the new like Transformers and the Energon Universe stuff. But I don't buy comics anymore. It's not, you know, I sold my collection. I was good with that. I have a certain collection I still have at home, like in the storage unit. I'm content with those, and that's all. I'm good. I don't want to replace stuff I've already owned, you know, because it served a purpose. But I'm not out there hunting, you know, by any means, you know. But I still enjoy comics. I still enjoy the people that the comics are involved in. I enjoy you guys. I enjoy going to Comic Cons and hanging out with. The last 3 Comic Cons I've been to, I never buy anything. I never buy anything. I just go there to hang out with everyone. I could care less about a good deal or a book or
Yeah.
what's hot. I don't want nothing. You know, it's like, for one, I don't have room to buy a bunch of stuff, you know, and I just don't want it. So it's like if I go to a C2E2, I'm just going there to hang out with Biggie or with you know, Chris Claremont or whatever it is, you know, and just have a good time. I could care less about buying a bunch of books or hunting. And I know some of my buddies, when I go to MegaCon, I know, because like Steve Whiting and Hialeah, they go hunting all day, and I kind of just take off and go do my own thing. And like, oh yeah, he never buys anything. So, but you know, it's just, you know, just because you're not buying books left and right doesn't mean that you're not a comic book fan.
No, that's true. Let me be fair, Bueller. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I do want you to understand this is they didn't just say bad things. They did say at least he tried to do something different. You know, they ended it with the caveat. So, you know, they were a little bit fair to you. So,
thanks.
I just want you to know what all bad. I don't know.
I know one thing Bueller has been doing is working on his health and fitness, huh? Hey, this guy. Good for you, man. You really got yourself in pretty good shape, man. You look healthy.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Something
Yeah, it's cool to see.
You know, and I can contest, and this. There's a little bit of truth to this. And I mentioned this earlier when I went and visited a gym in El Paso. That was in the middle of his fitness, and he was really working out and stuff. You know, he was in really good shape, and just hanging out with him for a couple of days, and just stuff really kind of. I was like, hey, I want to kind of do the same thing. I just started, and just seeing where he was at before to where he was at that point, you know, really kind of pushed me in the right direction. So I do want to kind of, and me and Jim have talked about that a little bit, you know, here and there and stuff. Just congratulations each other and stuff like that. But your health should be your most important thing, especially when you got friends around you that, you know, unfortunately passed away before their time, you know, and stuff. You
Yeah.
see that, like, oh man, you know, they're my age and stuff. And when you get to the age where your friends start to pass away, it really kind of opens your eyes, because you normally didn't have that conversation before.
Well, I do appreciate you guys coming on. I think that we touched about every base. Whatnot isn't the death of your YouTube channel. You can survive that. It's not the biggest sin in the world. You don't have to collect comics every day to be a comic book YouTuber. You could do whatever you want, dude. You know, I appreciate everybody. I like learning from people, like I always say, and I like having interactions, and I kind of gravitate to people that seem to be more not radical, you know, like I feel at ease with 84 and Bueller because they've never done anything too wild where I have to side eye them. They keep a pretty even playing. So
Yeah.
what you guys gotta say before we go?
I think my closing words would be, what was that shit they kept on saying after Trump got shot? We got to lower the temperature in the conversations. So a little bit of that, like, I think we could bring it down a notch in the level at which people go after each other. But at the same time, I don't think we all need to be kumbaya. Hey, let's love everybody. At the same time, I think if someone is out here scamming or really pulling fast ones on people, call them the fuck out. And like Biggie, I know there's certain types of channels and content that is not your cup of tea. Uh, and people that like maybe aren't super knowledgeable in comic history or whatever the fuck. And I think you're in your right to fire up your camera and be like, I'm not really into this shit. I'm not into this shit. I think this is whack. Uh, I think it's fine to fucking criticize like shit you don't like. Uh, I just think sometimes it gets like into this ill. Like I just watched that video. It just felt kind of gross. Of like, it just got so personal and shit. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like this is the internet. Before you know it, someone can have like 3,000 online strangers hitting them up and being like, fuck you, you're a shitbag. I would. That's like. So I just think, whatever. That was probably a ramble, but that's my thought.
Yeah, that was good. I like that because we do need to bring the temperature down a little bit. Not everybody's. If the worst you did is the stuff that's coming out now, then whatever. But at the same time, like if you're going to say critical things about anybody, expect to have it come shot back at you. It's like that's all there is to it. So
Yeah, I think someone trying to make a buck online on their YouTube channel is, is not scamming someone. Like, people trying to make their little YouTube business. I mean, more power to them. Just don't fucking say, I'm going to sell you this for this much money and don't send it to them. That's when you're fucking people over with doing that shit.
that's the worst thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I got to get back to work.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate you, 84, bro.
Good to see you guys.
Later, big dog.
Bye.
Did you just flip them off? What the hell was that?
Peace.
Oh, okay. I just saw the middle finger. Oh, my goodness. All right, man. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys in the chat. Go over, check out Alan and Steppo on Monday. Yeah, all the people leaving comments for Sticky, sticking up for him. You guys are welcome to come and watch me instead of him anytime, guys. So see y'all later. Thanks, Bueller. Hey, hang out in the back. I'll talk to you a little bit. All right. Let me wrap it up with the thing. See y'all later, dude.
Big Biggie. Biggie.